What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Contractor Secrets Mindset Monday episode. And today we are going to be talking about choosing your hard. That's right. So, choosing a path of least resistance right now might be easy, but as time progresses and as that comes to fruition, it's going to be hard to face that reality. Or choosing the path of difficulty in your endeavors is hard now, but will create a happier, easier, more fulfilling reality. So choose your heart. Either one's going to be hard. Today we're talking about which one you're going to choose. Of course, Alex brings the passion, the energy, and the excitement to Mindset Monday. Contractors all over the world are wanting more time, more freedom, more impact. The way we do this is through implementing systems, processes, standards. Welcome to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Here we hit business strategy, coaching, mindset, motivation, the tools you need for success. So strap in, listen up, and get ready to grow on the Contractor Secrets Podcast. What's up, everyone? Back with Mindset Monday. This is our 8th episode. It's been a good journey, man. I think we've been doing this now. It's the second 2 months. In terms of growth, Alex has been taking us along this journey of his personal business growth. I'm happy to report that Alex did complete his challenge, his mission that was given to him from me about getting his administrative duties outlined. And then my own personal journey of just, for me, it's been, making shoulds musts when it comes to health and fitness, keeping balance, family, business, all that stuff. So Alex, man, what's going on in your world, brother?
How's everyone doing? It's Mr. Boom Nominal here for you. No, everything's been terrific. I've really been pushing myself in all areas. And I like pushing myself because it really gets to you get to see what your mind really wants to be, where it wants to be comfortable. Since like a month ago, Tanner and I have this mastermind group with a couple other guys, and we were just pushing ourselves a little bit. And in my workout lifestyle, I was kind of going and doing my thing, but I really upped it. Now this is 3 weeks strong, waking up at 4:30, doing an hour workout, and then working at around 1 o'clock, coming back doing another hour workout. So I've been able to see the progress, but also with pushing myself there and in other areas of my life, my mind has wanted me to slow down. And then, you got to look at yourself and say, it would be easy to slow down, but is it really easy, right? If you want to get to a certain point in any aspect of your life, is not reaching for the stars or the moon, the pinnacle. So I have a little saying that I've been telling Tanner and the guys. It's gonna be hard to go for your goal, and then it's gonna be hard to stay complacent, because either way, your mind is gonna attack you, right? One way it's gonna say you're not doing enough. One way it's gonna say, hey, you're doing too much. But at the end of the day, which hard do you choose? Right? Do you choose the hard where you sit there and you let your mind break you down so much that you're crippled and you're not able to advance in life and you just sit in a complacent state? Or do you fight to be the best you can be? And yeah, your mind and your body go through some pain, but that pain becomes joyous when you hit certain goals. But if you allow yourself to be in gratitude along the journey, thanking God that you can work out, or you have a sales appointment, or you have a business to go do, that you have a family, that you have a daughter, and then you're accountable for certain responsibilities for each thing. That's the hard I want. I want the hard that makes me better, because the hard that makes me complacent is mentally 50 times worse, because you're sitting there in contemplation of, man, I should be doing something right now. What do you
It's
think
almost
about
like
that,
that.
Tanner?
It's almost like that hard that you're referring to, um, is pushing you in a sense. Like it's almost like that heart of complacency, right? Like so in other words, you see this reality in your mind, and that reality is you wake up and you're surrounded by the weight of what you should have been doing because of the standard that you have in your mind. It's like you see that briefly and you're like, I am never going there because that is going to be harder than the sacrifice I'm making now to ensure that never happens. But here's something for you. What is your thoughts on turning should to must? In other words, like I should take care of this or I must take care of this. How do you utilize that in your endeavors?
So that's where HFEV comes into point. So highest frequency, energy, vibrancy that you can be in at every point, every moment in your life. All right. So a must, Tony Robbins really like claims that saying, like, turn your shoulds into musts. Because when I say I should wake up, you're not, that's no commitment. Like your language speaks your world into reality. So if you're like, yeah, I should do that, your body, your internal nervous system, it's like, haha, it laughs at you because it's like you're not gonna do shit, and we're not gonna help you. But then when you're like, yo, I'm doing this, and you could be happy or not, and we're gonna do it, and we're gonna have a smile regardless of what mindset we're in, regardless of anything. Like when you commit and you cut everything off, that's when your body's like, all right, let's join this journey. We're still gonna make it hard for you, but we're gonna be there to give you your throw you your bone every so often so you could keep going. And that's the must. Turning it into a must, I would say, is a must, Tanner. And that was a great point. You need to, when a lot of people hold their words very lightly. Listen, everybody, this world is made of frequency, vibrancy, and energy. How you speak is a vibrancy, has a frequency. So if you speak it soft, if your body knows if you're gonna do it or not, you gotta be convicted. You gotta say, I'm doing this shit, and I don't give a, I don't care if I die or not. Like that's where I'm at. Like you gotta get to that point, because the reason I say I bring death into the equation, because when you're elevating yourself, you're literally killing your old self. So you got to be
Wow.
ready to go through death. You have to be ready to kill your old mindset, because
Yeah.
that old mindset got you to here. It won't get you to there.
I
It's
don't
an
think there's
A
a
through
greater
Z.
example of a resurrection in terms of from death to life, than well, I'm sure there's bigger examples, but what you did, dude. I mean, in terms of what you were, how you thought, how you acted, what you participated in, what you believed in, who you tried to please, your ego, all of these things, man. At one point, that was an old life almost. Like, I mean, it really was like that person's dead, gone,
Oh yeah.
and there's this new spirit, soul, embodiment happening in you through your thoughts, actions, decisions. So I mean, for me, man, the biggest fear for a lot of people, we talk about fear a lot here, but let me ask you this question. Do you believe that failure is an opinion of the result of a situation, or is it actually a result? In other words, there is this thing called failure that exists.
I think the only failure is if you completely quit without giving it your best. So I think it's an opinion, and then it's a fact if you just let yourself not go all in.
How scary was
Um,
it for you to start your own business?
so let me go back to a point. Oh, it was super scary. Remember, I told you about 4 different times I didn't know if I wanted to do it or not. All right, so let's just start right there. But let's go back to what you said about my resurrection to what is now. Let me put it this way. So remember, Tanner, when we first started, I was like, hey, I'm on my goal for 20 jobs a week. Remember?
I do.
All right. So then I got like 12, 15, 13, 12. And then I remember I talk about a pendulum. So there's a pendulum of energy. When you push to make yourself a different mindset, a different person, you're pushing this pendulum of energy forward, right? So everyone, you all have to understand, and you probably can think of some point in your life where you went so hard at something and you were so happy about something, and then all of a sudden 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in, that energy came back to slap you in the face to see if you really wanted this shit, right? What hard do you want? You want to get 20 jobs a week? Well, let's you prove it to me. So the last 2 weeks, I've been in a little mental funk battling that wave of energy, coming back at me, seeing if I really wanted to get that 20 jobs a month. Because after my 4 weeks, I was in a nice situation. So the last 2 weeks I kind of got hit and set back in terms of pushing forward with the business. But I noticed that I went back, analyzed it, and said, you know what? My musts are doing these things regardless if I'm 6 months out or 2 weeks out. I don't care. This is non-negotiable, which you like to say, Tanner. Um, so don't think I don't go through shit. Like, I push, but everyone has to remember, like, when you push, that's not your normal state of energy of action. So your body wants to stay secure and safe. So when you're going over what you're usually capable of doing, it gets fearful, it gets scared, because now it's outputting all this energy, and it's really trying to see, hey, do we really need to put all this energy into these things? The only way it's going to say yes is if you look it in the face and said, hey, we're doing this or we're dying. Because your
Love it.
body and mind will want to go back to complacency and save energy, because that's what we are. We're humans who want to sustain as much energy as possible. And when we do something different, we're putting massive energy and action into something new to learn it and make it a habit. That's why it takes a while. That's why you got to be disciplined. That's why you got to say it's a must. That's why it's that HFEV, high frequency energy vibrancy. No matter what your brain and body are saying, you got to go for it,
Let
or
me
it's
ask you.
going to
Let me
be
ask your
hard
opinion.
either way. Yeah, what's up?
Let me ask your opinion on this. So I wrote this down because, thinking about mindset, it's like, dude, you don't like, it's almost like we're teaching a skill set here, but if you put it like that, like a skill set could be mastered. And, I wrote this and I said, contrary to what anyone listening to this might believe, and I speak for myself here because I don't know if you feel the same way, am no expert in mindset, nor do I want to be. But I've come to realize that mindset is something you can never achieve. However, it is something you must always pursue. It's almost like you chase it, because I believe that the minute you feel as though that you have mindset wrapped, right? Like, in other words, like, you feel as though that you've accomplished the art of mindset. I believe that that's a false reality, to be honest, because I've been challenging myself last 30 days, and this, to work out
Yeah.
every single day. And one would think in the beginning of the journey that after achieving this consistent goal of working out every day, taking a cold shower every day, and now I'm fasting, I'm doing intermittent fasting. One would think that once someone achieves that for 30 days, that it would almost become automatic. In other words, one would think that once they achieve a certain threshold of being able to change their mindset to go to HFEV, at all times, and practicing this hardcore every single day, one would think that you would get to a point where it becomes automatic. And I have to be the first one to say that that's not true. I mean, 3 days ago, I did not want to work out. I did not want to fast. I wanted to relax and chill. and compromise on the last day of my goal. And I wanted to understand why that was. Like, I'm over here preaching mindset. And that's a huge responsibility, Alex, if we're going to get on here and talk about
Yeah.
that.
Well, I said this in the chat we have. I'm going to read it. I'm going to tell you exactly why. Well, first off, this is just very basic mindset stuff. If I talked about the stuff that I really, deep dive into, I would say we might lose the crowd a little bit. So I keep it on a certain level. If anyone ever wants me to really dive deep into some stuff, let me know. But I told Tanner this because he put that on our chat. I put, you don't, it never really gets easy, because at first it's fun and exciting. Then if you aren't committed to make it a part of your lifestyle, your body will try to get rid of it because it's using too much of your energy, like I was talking about earlier. Once you prove to your mind and body there's no going back, that's when it accepts the new habit and looks forward to it. Like, your body knows when you're lying. Like, if you're just doing a 30-day challenge and your body, like, you're just doing the 30 days and your body knows it's not gonna be a lifestyle. It's like, hey, let's just get rid of this shit if it's just for 30 days, like, you gotta make it that must. Like, I put after that, numbers mean nothing to your mind and body. Only what you believe down in your core, that's what changes you, and that's what brings you to be a new you. So like, when your body like knows you've made a decision that, like, this isn't a challenge anymore, this is a lifestyle, this guy's fucking crazy, let's grow, let's evolve, let's get that new shell. Like, in the ocean, lobsters, all these shellfish, right? They grow and then they keep getting new shells. They go into one shell. It's very heavy at first because it's too big for them. Eventually they grow into it and it's comfortable. But then guess what? They get too big for the shell. And if they stay in that shell, they'll never grow, get stronger, get more powerful. They have to go get another shell that's heavier. So in this life, you got to know, your body and mind have to know, you're always going for new PRs. There's never a stopping in this journey of mindset. There isn't you can't ever stop in mindset, because this is just the beginning, Tanner. What I talk about with you and what we talk about, it's just the tip of the iceberg. You can see, like, there's 90% that like, everyone has to go inside themselves and sit there. When people are bored and they don't know what to do with themselves, that's because there's some shit wrong inside. Like, there's no bored. That's just you being uncomfortable in your own body, not being able to relax. That's when I sit there and I look and I deep dive inside and I say, what is this? Like, what have I not been able to let go of in my body from when I was 2 years old, when I was 7 years old? Because all those energies are still in you, making up the core of what your human being is. So to move forward, to evolve, you need to change the inside of you to change the outside of you.
Love it. I think throughout this journey, and that was good advice, I mean, but the thing about it is like, goal setting plays a huge part into this, because
100%.
I turned my should to a must. I looked at my physical well-being. I said, I need to make this change. I did it. I actually did it. I worked out every day for 30 days. When I got there,
Phenomenal. It was
right,
phenomenal.
which was huge for me, fitting that into my already insane schedule, massive change. Okay. Very, very proud of myself. That's great. All that. Okay. But the thing is, it's like, when you get here, you're like, all right, do I keep doing this, or like what? Like, do I need to create a new goal? And it's like, no, dude, we've got to make this a freaking lifestyle now. Like, this isn't like one of those things where, you just do to test out, and it's like, if I just stopped, like, bro, I'm already on day 32. I'm just going to keep going. Maybe I'll give myself a little reprieve, but like, I want the change to last. I want
Yeah.
the wireframe in my brain to know, hey, in order to be a high performer, we need to work out. in order to have energy for my kids at the end of the day, for my wife, for my family, for myself, I've got to incorporate physical fitness into my day. I sit on a computer for 75% of my day sometimes. So for me, it's like, yeah, that 30-day goal was cute and all that got me motivated. But hey, guess what? The prize at the end is that, hey, guess what? Now you make it your lifestyle and you now can build goals off of your new foundation. In other words, instead of making these goals of like, hey, you work out every day, now I can actually make goals of, hey, what can I produce every day? How playful can I be with my kids now? How about how many days a week can after work we go somewhere with the family? How many times a month can we go on a trip? Because my foundation is so strong. So like, yeah, the goal was cute, but now it's like, great, that was a foundation. Like, let me go back to when I first started, my work life. A goal for me, I wanted to be a busboy, right? So I had that goal to get hired, and I wanted to show up to work every day on time, and like, that's great. But that was building my foundation, and then I had a goal to be a server. So when I was a busboy, I made it a focus to clean tables faster than anyone else. Like, to me, that, at that point in time, like, that was a big goal for me. But then I graduated from that goal and continuously progressed. And in my work life, the way I view it in my brain is that I am still building off of that guy who was bussing tables almost 12 years ago. I'm still building off of the momentum that guy created. And the way I see it in my physical fitness life, because now this has become a focus of mine, is that yes, this 30-day challenge was valuable and it was good. And I learned a lot and it kept me consistent. But now I'm going to build off of that, because that's now a new base layer that I've created. Because the base layer before was, we don't work out, we eat when we want, we do what we want in terms of physical fitness. We might go for a jog here and there, but it was never structured, it was never polished, it was never systemized. Now that's my base layer, and each time as I progress incrementally in my endeavors, I'm going to have a new base layer, kind of like what you said, Alex, about the shell that the lobster's going to grow into. It's like, he'll never go back to an old shell.
You can't.
And that's what I'm learning.
Guess what? You'll be miserable. Remember it goes back to the hard. What hard are you going to choose? The hard of the uncomfort of the old shell, or the heaviness of a new endeavor? Like, you have to choose a hard. It's going to be hard either way. And then one thing with goal setting, like, I like that we're in sync, because the 30-day challenge, lose the number now, Tanner, because it doesn't matter the 30-day. Like, you are a workout person. Like, there's no, don't worry about the number. Like, your lifestyle, you're gonna fucking work out. That's it. Like, done. You're boom nominal. Bam. HFAB. I'm working out. I don't fucking need a number. Like, I don't do a number. Like, I do my 2 workouts a day. The weekend I do 1 workout. And then I switch up different workouts. I have fun with it. It doesn't have to be a certain thing. But I push myself. I make sure it's hard. Like, when I run 5Ks at 12, I just did it at like 12, grueling heat after my legs are super sore from the Peloton in the morning, doing 30 minutes, freaking kicking my ass, and then I'm doing the hydro right after. Dude, I'm like, what? It's like David Goggins. Like, I appreciate what he has to say. He's definitely on a certain level of mindset. But he's right. Like, you got to stay hard. You got to keep going. It's verse you. Don't verse anyone else. Like, what do you got? Like, the perception since I've changed this mindset, it's been very recent, but it's like, what do we got? Like, with my wife, I said, hey, the next 2 months, I'm working out twice. I'm going to work more, but it's going to be in a schedule. I'm going to block shit off. I'm going to work and I'm going to focus. So it's like super productive, and I'm going to help you around the house. But every 2 months, because I give my guys a week off because they work their butts off and they deserve it, I go, I'm going to work my ass off for 2 months, and while still helping you out. And we're going to go on a phenomenal vacation every 2 months. Like, whatever the hell you want to do, because I'm going to generate so much productivity from the business that I want to take the whole family. We're at like what it costs 10, 20 grand. It doesn't matter because I put so much effort into everything in my life that it's all just elevating and soaring and like abundant. It doesn't matter anymore, right? Like that's what I had to put that spin on the 2 months because look, I'm gonna tell everyone something also out there. Like, make sure you know what you're doing too. Like, do you want to be a painter? Do you want to do cabinets? Do you want to be in the construction field? Like, it's time where you need to like realize in your life what the hell do you want to do? Like, I love cabinets, but I love building my guys more. So I grow my business for my guys. Now I grow the business so I could go on better vacations. You know, I work out hard and then I work harder in other areas of my life because I don't want to sit still because there's no reason to sit
Let
still
me let me
and
centralize
wonder
this.
and wallow.
The motivation behind why we do things is so vital, and it's called your why. That's a great. I love using that. You know, when I first started my business, my why that pushed me to start it was dad's on drugs, sister needs help at home, no income coming into the household. I felt helpless and I needed to make a change for my family. That why has changed as things progressively improved
Yeah.
for me. And what I love about it is what I've learned in business is that the greater the why in proportion to how the why positively impacts the individuals around you, the more courage and confidence you have to push beyond your own limits. Would you agree with that, Alex?
100%. I wouldn't even have this business if it wasn't for those guys that I've seen flourish through my, mentorship. It inspires me, and I want to get better. I'm like, I'm going to be the best I can be. I'm going to grow this business to what it can be. And look, I might get to a point where I don't want to grow the business anymore. I'm like, look, this is it for me. I'm good here. I'm going to do something else. I don't know. I go with the flow, guys, but I know I want to do this because this business, it is a freaking war zone for your mind. And it challenges me with blessings every day to be strong, to be to not let this world get inside of me. So it builds my inner character so strong that I don't give a shit what anyone else thinks. I don't care about any other companies. I just go to Cabinet Coding Kings. We're the best. We're gonna do everything we gotta do. And then I want to grow this because when I grow it, that's my next lobster shell. So it's weighing heavy on me right now, but by the end of the summer, I'll be fitting in it just perfectly. So I would say to everyone out there, this is like serious. Know your why, and look, everyone doesn't know their why. It took a long time for me to figure out my why. Okay, so it's not easy all the time. It's kind of, you got to be selfless to have a why. If you're selfish, your why is kind of yourself, and you're only going to grow so much at that point. So you got to become selfless, do things so that you're making a bigger impact on the environment, on the world, and you'll push yourself to get better. Okay, but make sure you want to do what you're doing right now, or you're going to not have high energy, frequency, vibrancy. You're going to have a bad energy into your whatever you're doing, and then that's going to lead into bad energy in other aspects of your life, and you're going to get a whirlwind of negativity, and you're going to wonder why certain things are happening in your life. Here's something that everyone's going to love. Okay, every man, woman, and whoever is self-made, but only the successful will admit it. If you're not successful and you feel like you're a failure or whatever, you manifested that with what you do, what your thoughts are. You still made everyone makes themselves. There's a certain point of awareness where your parents aren't dictating your life. So when you're aware and you can change, that's when you got to change, or the life's on you. Your life's on you. You got to pick it up. You got to say, what do I want? Write it down on a piece of paper. Yesterday at 8 p.m., I wrote down my month goals. You know, they're a little vague because I'm more free flowing, but they were structured. I'm becoming more structured because I want certain things, you know, and then I have my playful whys for each one. But make sure you know what you're doing and you want to really do it, or you're going to be wasting your time. And then 5 years down the road, you're still doing this thing you don't even like, but you're older in a deeper pit. All right. So yeah, this is Mindset Mondays. You know, and I'm not saying leave the business or whatever. Just make sure you know why you're doing it, and make sure you're bringing a happy environment to your home, to your family, to your kids. You're making your kids better, guys. You have your own business, not to complain, but to make your life better and their life better. That's why you're doing it. Okay. So don't complain about anything that happens to the business or in your life, because you're manifesting it through what you think, your energy, everything. Be thankful that you have your business and you're able to have a home, feed your children, and you know the little challenges and obstacles that come with it. Look them in the eye and see how you could fix it. Look at Tanner. That guy's a beast with looking at issues and fixing the stuff. My mindset might be more on a, like, I may have a deeper insight of myself, but that Tanner's a freaking beast of looking at something and saying, all right, boom, I'm going to destroy that obstacle so that my Dripjobs people can have the best Dripjobs possible. Like, it's not even for him. He just like, if I ever have a question, he's like, all right, let's get on 30 minutes. I'll show you how to do it. Boom. No questions asked. That's a great, phenomenal skill he has. So everybody, you know, you can build yourself, but it's one day at a time. See where you're at right now. And that's why I say boom nominalism. Where you at right now, in every moment of your life, be at your highest frequency, energy, vibrancy. And then don't compare yourself or judge anyone else, and build every day, little by little. And then you'll see in a couple of years, you'll be like, wow, I can't believe I'm here. But you got to know the journey's going to come with challenging your own self. Your own self is going to be in the way of you. So you're going to walk through the shadow of the valley of death, but you're the only one that's going to be looking at you. So you got to rise above those voices in your head and say, I don't care. I'm leveling up. There's nothing you can do about it. Peace out.
Man, goosebumps. Listen, man, when it comes to mindset, as we wrap up, man, you know, as leaders, man, you're listening to this, you're a leader in your own endeavor, you're a leader of your employees, your family. You know, that's the cool thing about helping business owners, man. You're already a leader, you know, and that comes with a tremendous amount of responsibility. Not only are you 100% responsible for the well-being of your family, but the families of others, and that's a lot of pressure. It's okay to get to a point where you feel as though the weight is kind of heavy, because I've been there many times.
Every
To
day.
where, yeah, every day, you know, you have this tremendous responsibility to ensure that that the schedule's full, that ducks are in a row, that you're selling, you're estimating, you're creating responsibilities for others. This is a hard game that you signed up for. That's why many people don't do it, and most of them that do it, they quit, or they stay at a very comfortable level. So by you even pressing forward to grow, it's going to be tough, but you have the ability to change the way you see obstacles. And Alex, man, I appreciate what you said about the way I see obstacles, but I have to admit that my confidence toward overcoming obstacles is 100% directly related to previous results. And that is because whenever I see something, I try, I go through it, I take action on it, and I learn from it. I fail sometimes, which is an opinion, but I will say that in the sense of failure, I mean the least desired outcome sometimes happens. And then I
Failure's
refine.
experience.
Right. And then I refine for when I do it the next time. So what you may see are 8 or 10 big successes since you and I have been friends for 10 years. You might have seen these 8 or 10 big successes. And to you, from your perspective, of course, you know some of the things that didn't go right, but just being general here, you say, man, this guy looks in an obstacle and he obliterates it. But you may not see the failures, quote unquote, or the things that I've attempted that never worked out. But instead of stopping there when they didn't work out and getting down on myself, being upset, getting depressed, I just looked at what happened and I adjusted it and then did it again and then did it again and then did it again. And I think we do that every time, man. I think that's the growth aspect of business is that you have to have the confidence in yourself. That comes from a powerful mindset. That comes from HFEV, being boom nominal every single day. So when these obstacles come up, you're on such a high level of confidence and belief and faith in yourself and God that when the least favorable scenario occurs, you don't get knocked too far off course. You say, okay, how can I utilize this in a way that is an effective learning lesson to help me propel for the next time. So that's how I want to wrap up. Alex, you got any final thoughts, brother?
Yeah, I always do. Really quick, obstacles, they're going to lead you to ascension. They're going to lead you to descension. Each route is going to be hard. One is going to lead to joy through failure, through persistence, through learning, through faith. One dissension is going to lead to wallowing, complaining, wishing, never being the best you could be.
Phenomenal.
Choose your hard wisely, guys. You're all
Choose your heart.
phenomenal. You're all boom nominal. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to I'm 170 now. I want to be 185, ripped and jacked. So that's it's tough because my normal weight's 170. And then obviously other goals with business. You know, I right now I do 8 jobs a week. I want to get to 10 to 12 jobs a week. So I'm pushing. That's it. I'm gonna push. And then once I feel there's something else to do, I'll listen to God, to the universe. But I'm always gonna push, because you know what, that push is gonna lead me to whatever that next pivot, transition, or expansion of this business will be. If I don't do it, it's gonna stay put. Love you guys.
Phenomenal.
Have a phenomenal day.
Till next time. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Contractor Secrets podcast and today's Mindset Monday. Now, if you want to stick around, I got an awesome Dripjobs testimonial coming up for you next. So if you're on the fence about Dripjobs, maybe you have some questions about how it works or if it can work for you, hey, stick around. I have an awesome Dripjobs client ready to share with you how it's working for them. So if you want to stick around, that's coming up right now. Real quick. What's going on, everyone? I'm here with Randy Smith, DuraPro. You may have heard of him if you listen to podcasts. He is someone that did a business breakthrough with me and is also a Dripjobs user. I'm just going to start off, man. You know, you're doing this for me and Dripjobs, of course. I just want to know raw thoughts about what the software's done for you. Are you a fan? Do you hate it? What do you, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I absolutely love it. Definitely what I was looking for in a software and a CRM. Like before Dripjobs, I couldn't even tell you how many different like softwares I was trying to use and manage to accomplish the same thing. And it was just a headache. And then now just having the all-in-one is a big thing. And then from there, my favorite thing is really, I feel like it's just taking my sales process, to the next level. And as far as, communication, the biggest thing is like the speed of communication. Customers love, nowadays with Amazon and everything, like everyone wants things now.
They're used to it.
Yeah. So for example, yesterday I had, someone see my Facebook ad, they filled out the request and it was at like 4:30 p.m. and I was leaving the job site and they said today worked. So it was like scheduled for 6 p.m. Drove over there and showed up.
Boom,
So it's
that
like
quick. Yeah,
within an hour, they've got an estimate in their hand on the spot.
that's powerful.
So yeah, it's definitely taken the sales process to the next level,
Yeah.
which is big. And I love the customer portal. Like, it's just super professional, and you can throw all the details in there. It looks really
Yeah.
nice. Being able to present it on the iPad.
Are you selling on the spot?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love selling
Yes.
on the spot. I think it
You
just,
getting people to squiggle on the with their finger on the
yeah,
iPad?
yeah, I think it just makes your close rate go up, having just drip jobs alone with the ease, like how easy it is for them to sign with you, right?
Yeah.
You got iPad out, they can see everything. They can put their credit card info,
Yeah.
which is big. So that's probably my favorite part, is just, it gives me that confidence that I feel like we're the most professional company compared to
Crazy.
the competitors, and you can kind
Yeah.
of sell your jobs for more.
That's
You
crazy.
go into estimates, with a different mindset, like knowing that, hey, we're going to be the best company or option for our target market.
Yeah.
And you just have that confidence, and so that's
Wow.
been one of my favorite parts of it. Then on the other end too, just I love how I'm building up a pipeline, and I'm not missing any leads. So obviously, like, we're all busy with contractors, their phones blowing up. Sometimes it's tough to not miss leads, but with this, everything goes right into Dripjobs, into those cold leads. I don't have to worry about missing them, and they're getting those follow-ups. And it kind of is helping me prepare for, the downturn, because right now it's like, oh, everything's booming, phones are ringing, but I know that doesn't always last forever. So being able to prepare, have that pipeline of leads building up, so when you are
Yeah.
slow.
You can reference it.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you used the blast feature yet?
I have not yet, but
That's a good
that's
feature. Dude, every time I hit that blast feature, I get something, and
really,
for those that are listening or watching that don't know what that is, what he's referring to in terms of the pipeline is, like, you have a pipeline of every person that you've given a proposal to, or every new lead that has come through that maybe hasn't converted to an estimate. And all you got to do is hit one button and you can send out a message to just those people. So you can imagine if you have 100 people that you've given proposals to that haven't told you yes or no, or haven't opted out of communication, right? You can just blast them a message saying, hey, just reaching out today, we can give you $250 off your proposal. And every time I've done that, I've gotten at least 2 or 3 jobs. So I use it sparingly, of course, when you need it, but it's just good to be able to do it.
yeah,
That's
exactly. I haven't
awesome,
tried
man.
that, but I'll have to
That's
definitely
huge. I
try.
love what you said, man, because there's an interesting thing about what you said in terms of well, number one, selling on the spot, right? Creating an experience. But dude, when I made this, it was out of frustration, right? Great things come out of frustration, because I know, like, you got to have the full circle from the initial intake to the final goodbye. So in terms of what your customers, like, how are they responding to the drips? Because some people tell me, well, I don't want to follow up too much, like, I think it's annoying, or automated, people think it's a robot. Like, what is some of the feedback you've been getting in terms of, like, the responses people have when they get a drip email and it's like 2 weeks later or whatever?
Yeah, I've gotten only good feedback from it, really. I mean, I'm sure it's annoyed a few people that, ended up not being our customer
Right.
anyways. So it's like, hey, you're never gonna make everyone happy.
Right.
But overall, I think people appreciate the communication, like, in the trades in general have gotten a rap for, not answering the phone, not getting back to people. So I think being able to showcase, hey, we've got a system in place where, we're organized, we're on top of it, and we're communicating with you, from the second you reach out to us all the way to wrapping up the job. So I've gotten good feedback from it for sure.
Love it. That's huge, man. That's huge. So last question, bro. And again, thank you so much for your time. If you could let someone know who's on the fence, and usually everyone's on the fence when it comes to new software, because everyone promises that it's going to solve their problem. Can you give them a piece of advice?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. Like has shaved hours of workload off my week. I guarantee that it's made me close way more jobs.
Yeah.
I feel way more organized, more professional.
Yeah.
It's just, especially at the price point, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I would spend $1,000 a month on it. You know, it's like,
Watch it. I'm kidding.
yeah, I know.
No, I
Also,
appreciate the
that's
honesty,
great,
though.
but no, I just have a lot of
Yeah.
good things to say
Thank you, man.
about it. And,
Yeah.
you
And
know,
for you to take
now,
time out of your day, bro, it means the world. You know, yeah, you get a little gift bag, but it's like, dude, your time's valuable. It shows that you really care. Shows that we've done a good job as a company, giving you something that you rely on, where you cannot think about what's going on in your business. You trust us, and we take that so seriously, man. So thank you, bro. You're killing it. Me and you just discussed a business breakthrough. So if you guys want to go back and listen to Randy, what was it, like 5, 6 months ago? It was quite a while, right?
yeah, it had to
Yeah.
be, yep.
Yeah. How's business going? Good?
Yeah, it's going great for
Sounds
sure.
good. Sounds good, man. Well, I look forward to chatting with you, brother. Thank you for your time. Get back to doing what you do best, and we'll see you soon.
All right, sounds good.